At some point, games started competing in this new weird category for who will make the most sadistic experience. Blighttown type shit. And even if Silksong doesn't win Game of the Year, it will definitely get nominated for its most punishing, stressful, straight up evil ass place, perfectly designed to be as painful as possible to the player. I'm not mad, I'm just impressed by what Team Cherry managed to accomplish here. It's so effective that it needs to be studied, and that's exactly what I'm about to do. So, let's have a look at Bilewater. It has several entrances, but the one you're most likely to find first is in Sinner's Road. It's also quite a challenging area, though nothing compared to what's to come. You find a breakable wall, and go in expecting a cool secret behind it. Maybe some power-up, or a bunch of rosaries to collect before moving on with your life. But no, instead, it's a whole other area for which you have no map. As you look for one, you stumble upon traps. At first you barely notice them as they activate in front of you. But from then on, you're being extra careful, and take a step back to avoid getting hit. But that's exactly what they wanted, as this trap activates from behind. You're not sure what to do for the next one, so you cautiously gamble, but it doesn't matter, now they activate from both sides. It's just some silly traps, not a big deal of course, but they do add an element of chaos, especially if you're already fighting enemies, which you will, as there are a lot of them here, especially these ones, and they respawn. Not like regular enemies that come back after you sit on a bench, and not like the weak ones that reappear if you re-enter the area. These ones just respawn when they feel like it. They're not the only ones in the game who do that, but generally such respawn mechanic is used on enemies that are needed for platforming, so they respawn to help you avoid a soft lock in case you kill them. But enemies in Bilewater, they're not here to help anybody. They might confuse you, make you think you haven't been here, as without a map presence of enemies in the room usually indicated that it's your first time entering it, but now you have to pay more attention to that, and the exploding corpses, and disappearing ground, and maggot-filled water that, if you're unfortunate enough to touch, stops you from being able to heal, and continuously drains silk. But you need silk in order to get rid of those maggots, so you try to get enough of it by killing enemies, before it all drains. So you need to be quick, and that leads to mistakes that often lead to death, as once again, you can't heal. The runback, well, it gets worse and worse the further you go. You'll find one bench soon enough, but it's not free, and I hope you didn't lose all of your rosaries from those deaths, as enemies here don't drop any. Even the sneaky ambush guys that shoot exploding darts don't drop anything worthwhile. And it's not easy to kill them, as they jump off the screen after attacking. Sometimes they won't even come out, but sometimes they will, and they won't be alone. So, good luck. Eventually you will realize that you've got nowhere to go. The place with the map is inaccessible for you, so you decide to explore elsewhere and come back later. After some time, you find a double jump power, and are eager to give Bilewater another go. After all, you've explored so much of it already, there's gotta be a room with a map and maybe some kind of treasure left, and that's all. Well, fine, maybe a bit more than that. You start by going to the right. Typical Bilewater. You find a long pier with fishes underneath. It's fishing time, but you're the bait. If you get caught, not only are you down 2 health, but also, most likely, you're in the water now. The Bilewater, with maggots. Keep going, it's a long-ass pier. Eventually you'll need to jump up to a platform that you probably wouldn't see on your first try, so you're in the water again. But even if you got up, somehow, we're still not done fishing, only halfway through. Good luck. At the end is essentially a dead end, but at least you got a quarter of a power-up. Yay, that's the best thing you can get in this rotten place. After multiple attempts to recover your corpse, you're ready to head up, past the giant puking monsters whose puke slightly sips through the wall you're hiding behind, dealing double damage. And it can deal double damage twice if you don't get out instantly. Eventually, when you'll start losing hope, you will see a sign. A bench is nearby. But you still need to do quite a bit of puke dodging and explosive platforming to get there. It's totally my first attempt, by the way. The reward for getting through all of that is that, of course, the bench breaks, and you fall into the bilewater. So instead of healing you and giving a much anticipated checkpoint, you now can't heal once again, and you're back with the puke monsters. The good news is that there's only one way to go now, and so you go, trying not to die and not to fall into the maggot water. And if you're good enough to make it through, eventually, after seemingly an endless journey, you'll hit a gauntlet room. Those are quite common in Silksong. Instead of fighting a boss, you fight several waves of regular enemies. Usually it's not too bad, as regular enemies are still manageable, even in groups. But don't you forget, you're in bilewater, and even regular enemies here are such a pain in the ass that you pray for this fight to be over. But it's not. The most obnoxious enemies imaginable just keep on coming. You had trouble with them one-on-one, and here they come in groups, wave after wave. They even introduce some new ones for you. You'll be here for a while, or rather, you'll have to come back to this place a lot, because you'll be dying big time. And the runback is the best part, because you'll be running through all the crap in this god-forsaken area. Traps, ambushes, explosions, maggots. Speaking of maggots, you haven't been jumping into them on purpose, right? Why would you? Because of course there's a secret path there that leads to a bench. A working one this time around. Imagine all of the players that didn't find it and had to run a marathon through the entire area. Imagine the pain they felt, not only on each of the runbacks they did, but also when they finally found out about the secret bench. Oh, that's so evil. But don't get the wrong idea that finding the bench made the runback much better. Instead of a full one, you'd be running a half marathon, but it's still arguably the uphill part, so you won't miss out on most of the fun. It won't feel like it, but with each attempt, you'll be getting better. You will get used to the weird behavior of ambushers, you'll learn to take advantage of the exploding corpses, you'll get better at staying in the air for longer, and at some point, you'll stop falling into maggots altogether. You will get good, and eventually, on a particularly good attempt, you will defeat the last wave, and you will get the iconic slow motion for clearing the room. But it's bilewater. Of course there's more. There's a whole ass boss ahead of you. Panic sets in, mistakes are being made, and if, or rather when you die, you'll need to redo the whole gauntlet again. Fuck this shit, I'm out of here. Maybe I'll return when I'm stronger. I still have a few other areas to explore. Maybe I'll find a power-up or something that'll help make a difference. I don't know, but for now, I'm done with bilewater. You gotta be